Thanks, Kiwi. That was a very emotional introduction. Now, first of all, say, when you walk in a room like this, it's brought back to me what a proper rugby club's about. I'm used to walking in a room full of alakadoos and sponsors, and half of them I've never been in a rugby game before, so it's a pleasure being with rugby people, so thanks for having me. Secondly, thanks to Kiwi and the Rugby Club for putting me on the table from last of the summer wine over in the club. Apart from my picture. What was the question? Have I missed play?
You're a coach now.
The trouble with me is, like a lot of players, I fell into a trap whereby I played too long. I was hanging on in there. But for saying that, the last couple of seasons, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to coach. And by that time, I was helping out Kiwi with our Leicester Academy. Kiwi and Backy were running our Leicester Academy at the time. I used to help them out as often as I could. I loved coaching. I loved from an early age before I finished playing. So I probably played too long because I wasn't very good in my last season. My last game of rugby, my last proper game of rugby, was for England in Australia in 2006. And I was a late caller. I hadn't played for England for the 12 months leading into that. I was a late caller because there was 2 guys injured. I said, yeah, I'll come along. But that was my swan song. I was rubbish. No, I was rubbish. And I was embarrassed by it. And that has been one of the single things that have driven me on as a coach. You know, healing that wound. But in terms of missing rugby, because I played too long, I've not missed it 1 second. Because A, I'm still in the game. I'm still coaching. You're just 1 step away from playing as a coach. It's not good all the time. It wasn't good in the World Cup. But you're 1 step away from it. And secondly, when I see the training our guys do now, the collisions, the forces, and the training that they have to do to be able to play the game, I think I can't do that, or I couldn't do it. So I've not missed playing 1 second.
Yeah, but you're not 22 again though, are you, Greg? I mean, if you're 22, you'd be in there, wouldn't you? Because I know your mentality.
For the money they're getting as well, I'll be there. Look, how sad is that? Look at the mercenary. They're all coming out Kiwi, aren't they? I did actually get cauliflower ears from playing rugby. I got this one because I'm a modern man. I got this one when I was at home. I was doing the ironing. The phone rang.
You've been in the Six Nations. What has changed behind the scenes, other than obviously Stuart coming in at that time as interim head coach? But what has changed behind the scenes?
Oh dear. Let's start with the World Cup. The World Cup, things just started snowballing out of control. There's a couple of, in New Zealand, off the field, it's such a goldfish bowl. Like for example, over there, your sporting teams never go out together. Like the All Blacks will never go into a bar and have a beer. It's frowned upon. Our culture, it's a necessity. It's good for morale. So we played Argentina in a hard-fought game. Then we had a long turnaround before the next game. We went to Queenstown, which is like the adrenaline sports skiing capital of New Zealand. We had a couple of days off. The lads went out for a meal, went to a bar. I mean, I didn't know it was a dwarf throwing bar. I think Lee Mears, one of our hookers, is technically a dwarf. I think dwarf throwing on a Sunday night in a bar, that's just Sunday night in Hinkley where I live, to be honest. But they had a night out. They were seen, a few of them were seen drunk, just having a bit of a laugh. None of the dwarfs were hurt in the action. Well, a lot of things have snowballed from them. Then all of a sudden we couldn't go out, and every little indiscretion was blown out of proportion, and that just overtook the whole rugby side of it. And then we failed in the quarter final against France. than the abuse we got. The whole week leading up to that final, I tell you, I've never felt it before. It felt like the whole world wanted us to fail, including the Kiwis. It's nothing against Kiwis. The whole world was setting us up. I remember journos had written us off saying we're arrogant, drinkers, and we like partying too much. You know, they'd written us off before we got to that game. And going into the game, the lads, the whole group, were knackered mentally. We got kicked out, and we got home to a whole barrage of hate. Because we were failures. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And it reached a low point in November where Martin, who'd been let down by a few players, thought I've had enough of this. And Martin walked. You know, I respect the man's dignity for doing it. So that became a real low point. So then what happened next? The RFU were scrabbling around for solutions for a short-term and interim coaching team. And I went to Stuart. Now Stuart was head of our national academy. You know, he worked closely with us. He actually came to New Zealand for the last 2 weeks. I said, Stuart, will you do it? Because you know the players coming through. Luckily, they kept me on. And I brought Andy Farrell in, who'd been seconded by Saracen. Now Stuart got Farrell in before for the Saxons. Brilliant coach. Faz is an energy giver. He's never negative. You know, if a player does something wrong, he'll tell him, he'll be honest with him, but he'll put his arm around him. I've never met a coach with his intensity, he has an aura about him, but not in a growling type of way. It's always so positive, and he has such an energy in the group. And you got that. You got Stuart, the most humble man on the planet, hard working, from Penrith, school teachers, just come through the system. They set the culture. And I just look after the forwards. Because I look like one of them. Now, the beauty of that is that Stuart sets the culture. And because of what happened in New Zealand, right from the start, he got rid of all the problem children. Any of the characters in New Zealand who were filmed drinking, or any of the characters who, through all the leaked reports from the players, all the characters that weren't liked, couldn't rid of them. There was no one going to be good in the team. And he grounded the whole squad. We work hard for each other, we're humble. We were due to go to Portugal for the first week of the Six Nations as a training camp. Canned that. We ended up in Leeds. And on a Friday we did an open session for 5,000 school kids. And the lads all stayed on the pitch side every orca. So quickly he made us more humble, and he brought us back down to the grassroots of the game, where we should be. Reconnected them with them. And that quickly set the tone. From thereafter, the feeling just built and built and built. Now, if we'd had a game the week after the Ireland game, I'd love to have seen what happened then, because we were showing real progression every week. But all we had a load of guys, we have no stars, a load of humble blokes, who just want to work hard for each other and never give up. There's no massive secret. And on top of that, you've got 3 coaches, less guys giving the messages, and 3 coaches working with them who they knew respected them. We handed a lot more to the players. That's it.
Good response. We're going to put it there. I think that's finishing it here for now. Just sets off.